Okay, welcome back. This is Nick from No Regrets, and I've got my mate Ken with me again. We're going to go through another video now about how to improve your golf game by improving your biomechanics of your body, or how your body moves. So what we're going to look at today is how, if you improve your posture, you're going to improve your backswing, you pretty much improve your driving, pretty much improve every part of your game. So Ken's going to give us a demonstration here of what he would commonly see with a poor posture, and in the golfing terminology we refer to this as C posture. C posture is really bad because it creates a multitude of problems, especially overuse of the arms. What are some of the other faults that you would see from that, Ken?
Inability to get the backswing on a nice path and plane.
Yep.
So they have to actually stand up, and then you get a steep plane and path, which is no good for consistency.
Yep. Shoulder, neck problems and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, well, with your overuse, if you can't turn properly, you'll overuse your wrist, your hands, shoulders,
yep.
And put stress on joints like your lower back.
Yep.
That will cause injuries.
All right, so let's have a look at Ken doing what we would commonly see as a like a poor sort of biomechanical swing, poor postural swing.
So someone with rounded back or C posture finds it very difficult to get the club back. So in order to get the club back, they'll stand up generally, and then that leads to inconsistency. So what we want, well, this is a bad one, C posture, like that. They'll generally come up in order to get the club back, and then they generally got to go down as well, so they go up and down, which is no good for consistency. So.
Well done. All right, so that was a terrible swing. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to show you how do we correct that. All right, so we're going to do like a simple test you can do on your own, and then we're going to follow it up with a simple exercise you can do on your own, and then we're going to get Ken to do the drive again, but this time in a better posture after we've corrected it. All right, so I'll see you in a second when we go and do the test. Here we've got Ken now. He's going to demonstrate how to do the arm raise test, which is a thoracic extension test. All right, so Ken's going to walk you through.
So someone with rounded back, or who has trouble getting the club on a nice plane, the test is get a little bit bent with your knees, back nice and flat against the wall, arms nice and straight, and lift your arms up as far as you can. And someone who's a little bit tight in the lats or has a rounded back generally will get to about here. So just try and raise your arms up as far as you can and see if you can touch the wall. And if you can, you've got good lat flexibility. If you can't, you'll probably have a little bit of a rounded posture.
All right, so now we're going to show you one of the easiest exercises you can do on how to, so that's your test and how you actually improve that mobility. Okay, so now we've done our arm raise test, so now we want to do the thoracic extension exercise, and this is a very simple one. Like this, to be honest, there's a whole heap of them that we would use, but for the sake of the video, I'm just going to show you probably the best one that you can do, and you don't really need much more equipment other than a foam roller. Now, most people buy the big blue foam rollers, and we do use them. They're very effective for rolling, but not so good for this. Right? All you really need, and I'm going to save you a bit of money as well, is go to Kmart and buy a pool noodle. Right? Little pool noodle, very, very effective for what we want to do. And you'll find if you use this correctly, your thoracic mobility will improve if you're doing it all the time. All right, so what we want to do is we get this pool noodle, and we want to place it under Ken's back, right at the bottom of his shoulder blades. All right, so he's sort of going to lie on top of it. He's going to put his head on the ground, and he's going to start to get his hands to reach up above his head. And he's going to hold himself like that for about a minute or so. And you can really see here that the better his thoracic mobility, the better his arms will get onto the floor like that. So commonly what we see with someone tight is their arms sort of spring up like this. They can't actually get them there. And if they do, they bend their elbows a lot. The straighter his arms are and the closer they are to the floor, the better his mobility. Meaning that if we improve it, there's going to be a good chance his backswing is going to be significantly improved. Right, so this will be one of our key exercises, and then I'm going to show you one other one prior to getting him to have another hit. All right, so I'll show you in the next exercise. I forgot one. All right, part 2 of the other exercise that we're going to use now. I love using this exercise for anyone who has neck, shoulder problems, or just trunk rotation for that matter. So thoracic dysfunction will sort of come into this in any one of those 3. I like this one because you get such a huge net gain from it, like within a minute of doing it. Like, it's unbelievably good exercise. So I'm going to get Ken to walk through it with us. So basically we're going to get him to put his feet together. He's going to hold his right hand out in front of him. So the right hand would be for the backswing, the left hand would be for the follow through. If you're a right-handed player, that is. If it's your left hand, it's the other way around. So basically what Ken's got to do is he's got to keep his eye on the thumb here, and wants to try and rotate as far around as he can. His head can follow it. And when he gets to the point where he can't go any further, he makes a mark on the wall. So we can see here on the video, he's probably almost 180 degrees from where he started. All right, so that's step 1. There's 3 steps to this. Step 2 is like the warm-up. Step 2, Ken's got to keep his head really still as he moves his arm, and his eyes got to stay fixed on his thumb. He goes as far as he can go until he can only just see it. When he gets to that point, he stops and he comes back. Now, the third part is the crucial part. This is the actual sort of exercise part. What we want Ken to do now is, as he moves his hand, he moves his head away from it relative to only as far as he can still see it. So his eyes sort of got to burn a hole through the thumb there. And he does this about 5, 6, maybe even as many as 10 times. Keeps moving his head relative to how much his arm moves. That's it. One more. That's it. Now we get him to retest himself, and we should see him go further than 180 degrees. And that's significantly more. He's probably about close to 200 degrees. All right, so that's an excellent exercise where the eyes are overriding the muscles in the neck, the shoulder, and the trunk to provide better rotation. All right, so now we're going to get Ken to have another swing, and let's have a look at his drive now, especially his backswing. So now that I've got better posture, I'll be able to swing that on a better plane, get the club back. Bushka. Awesome. So there you go, that's part 2 of our video on how to improve by improving posture, you can improve your backswing. You've sort of got to always assess it and test it, but there's a couple of real simple exercises, and there's this plus stacks more in our course. So if you want more information, go to www.noregretspt.com.au or get in touch with Ken if you're in Sydney, and and we'll see you on the next video.